right, folks, another day, another destination. So I left off this spring break series doing a little bit of fishing down in the Florida Keys. So almost a week later, we are far from the Florida Keys. We're over here in Tampa, Florida. That is the Tampa Bay behind me, right back there. So I left the Keys last week, drove up to Port St. Lucie to do a little bit of fishing with my buddy Rich, aka Fishaholic. Had a pretty decent day on the water, especially for Rich. He caught a whole bunch of species. You guys can check out the video on his channel. I unfortunately did not do too well that day. So from there, I went to Fort Lauderdale, did the whole spring break, chilling out on the beach thing with my friends for about 5 days. Then after that, I drove to Fort Myers, Florida, did some fishing down there in Southwest Florida with my buddy Dillon. Caught some fish, but really nothing stellar. It wasn't a video day. Then I drove up from Fort Myers yesterday morning around 4 a.m. up here to Tampa, did some fishing on the Skyway for pretty much the entirety of the day. And well, this is the first video you're seeing. Obviously that day was lackluster as well. So it has been an absolute grind for about the last week or so. I just have been all over the place doing a whole bunch of stuff and having a good time, but really just nothing video worthy, content worthy. So no complaints. I mean, any free time I have down here in Florida is always a blessing. But today, we're hopefully going to change the whole content issue. So we got some rods right here. We've got the kayak we just fished with down in the Keys for a little bit. We got some live bait, and we've got the entire day ahead of us. The sun just broke the horizon over here. So game plan for today is going to be doing something pretty gnarly. We are going to fish the entire Tampa Bay Skyway today. Just yesterday, I fished the South Pier and the North Pier. Saw some fish caught. Wasn't really able to get anything too spectacular myself, but I feel like via kayak, we're gonna have a way better chance of getting on some pretty sweet fish and a whole bunch of fish. So let's get the kayak all rigged and ready. We've got a lot of stuff to pack up, a lot of pedaling around, casting around today. So stay tuned. Let's have ourselves a day. You. Made it out here to open water. Now it's time to decide what we actually want to start doing with our day. There are so many possibilities that we could start with. We could do some inshore fishing over here, could go fish the bridge. I have some live greenies back there. I've got some dead greenies back there, plenty of artificial lures. But I think what we're going to start off with this morning is just a little bit of inshore fishing on the main channel over here. So I just was scoping out Navionics, and it seems like along this channel here there's a really shallow sandbar. So I'm thinking along that drop off there we could be able to find ourselves some trout, maybe some redfish on the little paddle tail. So we're gonna nose up over there, see if we can't get a couple bites early this morning. It is a little chilly out. We had a cold front roll through yesterday, so this morning's low was like 52 degrees. Honestly, pretty cold for this time of year, especially after dealing with 90-degree temperatures the last couple of days. But the bay temperature is still in the mid 70s, so I don't think the fish are going to mind too much. But as that sun comes up and the water temperature warms up a little bit more, we should be able to find ourselves a little bit hotter of a bite. But let's go over there to that sandbar, cast from the paddle tail, and see if we can't catch a couple fish this morning. Stay tuned. All right, so gonna get started over here. A little DOA cow on a 3/8 ounce jig head. Let's grab some of this inshore saltwater Procure, lather that up there nice and tight. And we got a little bit of a breeze still this morning just because the water is so much warmer in the air, but that should die out as that air temperature warms up. So let's drop this down to the bottom again. We're in probably 15 feet. It's gonna drop down to 20. We're just gonna vertically jig this across the channel till we get to that shallow spot, and we'll see if anybody's hungry down there on the bottom. Well, somebody's down there. Feels pretty small, so switch up our baits here. we go. Yep, what did I say? Probably some trout stacked up here. That's what we got. All right, certainly not a giant right there, but first fish of the day. Little tiny speckled trout on the DOA. Send them back. I'm sure there's a bunch more down there. Just a little guy right there. I'm not sure if it is season for them. That guy wasn't keeper size, but if we get a keeper, we could probably keep it. I just gotta double check the regulations, because we did break some ice out here and never had a speckled trout. Might be pretty good. There we go though. First fish of the day in the yak. A little speck on the paddle tail. Just fishing this ledge right here. You can see it super shallow to my left. Probably just a couple inches of water here at low tide. And then I'm probably fishing in the mid-teens. And to my right is 20 foot. So should be fish just stacked all over this ledge. There we go. Another one. A little bit bigger guy. This Stranic's making quick work of him. There we go. Another little trout. Slightly bigger, but still dinkish. Boom. See you, bud. There. Oh, it's got wrecked. Oh, there we go. Just dropped it back to him. Boom. There's a little speck. Chased that guy all the way in across this flat. Not a giant, but not a super micro right there. Here's a little 10, 12 incher. Still such a pretty fish. All right, see you, mister. All right, so it looks like they're just right along this edge. You can literally see it where it's super shallow, it starts to drop off. See if we can't pull up another speck. Had a couple bites just along this line here. Just got bit again. There we go. Another one, next cast. What is that? Ah, little pinfish. There we go. That guy smacked it. Second hit the water. Little cookie cutter speck. Another one bites the dust. They are pretty stacked here along this drop off. Not sure how many have gotten on camera, but it's probably like the sixth one we've caught. See you, buddy. Here's a bite. Missed him. There we go, got him. Came back for it. Little tiny dinker. All right, see you, bud. There you go. That guy smacked it. Another little cookie cutter speck. They're all about the same size, you know, 10, 11 inches here. Nothing too big, but still fun. I'm glad to get on the board this morning. Let's just catch a couple more, then we'll get back on the move. There we go. Could be a little bit better one here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, it's the biggest of the day. Not a giant, but crushed that jig. Let's give this guy a quick measure here on the tape measure. Got to be 15 inches to keep to 19 inches as a slot. So this guy is about 14 and a half. Trout are fired up this morning though. All right, see you, buddy. Boom. There he goes. Wow, on the paws. These guys are just everywhere. Every cast bite, so probably gonna call it a wrap here for the trout. Nothing too spectacular, just a bunch of little cookie cutters. So already on the board with some fish. Let's head over to the bridge and see what other species we can run into. Stay tuned. All right, folks, so pulling up on the bridge here. This is the Skyway in all of its glory. So this is where the northern part starts, and down there about 4.1 miles is where the southern part ends. So as you can imagine, there's a lot of water that moves through here. It's a little bit rough this morning, nothing too crazy, nothing we can't handle, but gonna continue throwing away this DOA while we have it rigged up, see if we can't pull off some fish off the structure over here. A little bit choppy out here, but that current's going to slow down throughout the day and that wind's going to die. So we should be in much better conditions than all this little roughness right now, but not that big of a deal. Yeah, it is way rougher out here than I thought. Yeah, it's going to get nicer. I mean, it's not, I shouldn't get rougher throughout the day, as long as that forecast is right, but that side of the bridge is big. 2-3 foot seas with some white water, not ideal for kayak fishing, especially with all this gear. Oh my gosh. It's got some big swells rolling through against that tide. So we just pretty much fished the entirety of the northern Skyway fishing pier over here with not much. I think I caught pinfish and lizardfish off camera, but artificial is not working currently, at least the jigging method. I do want to fish the actual driving Skyway Bridge, but it was too rough when I first got out here. It's laid down just a little bit, but just yesterday when I was out here on the bridge, we got ourselves some primo pilchards. They were alive at one point, but obviously have not fared too well. So let's grab these guys, bait them up on our little yellowtail jig over here, and just start pitching at some of those pylons over there, see if we can't pull up some snapper, maybe a little grouper. Just gonna try to do some bottom fishing for whatever wants to eat these guys. Just cast back in that eddy. All right, see if we get bit. All right, folks, we are back on the move, headed out even further here on the Skyway Bridge. Tried for mangroves past the pier just a little bit, still could not escape those small bites. I'm assuming they're pinfish, lizardfish, and stuff like that. So we're headed to the farthest, deepest part of the Skyway, just near the center of the channel. There's a lot of structure to fish over there, and I'm hoping that's where those mangroves are gonna be hanging out, because once we find them, it should be lights out. We should be able to get on a quick bite with all this dead bait we got. All right, we made it over here out to the middle of the Skyway Bridge. Such a really cool spot. I did not know there was this much structure out here. They have these big concrete cylinders here to protect the bridge from any rogue cargo ships or whatnot. Right in front of me is a huge mass of rocks around the base of the bridge. I guess it's all just for protection because the last bridge went out due to a ship crashing into it. This is to make sure that doesn't happen again. Just a lot of good structure, and that should make for some good fishing. So just gonna take a handful of pilchards, chuck them out there onto these rocks. And we lost our last yellowtail jig due to a snag on the bottom, so downsized to a 1/8 ounce jig right here. That should be just fine, because I'm going to sit up current and free line my bait out the back anyway. So just take a little chunk of pilchard here, cast it with the current, and then we'll just free line that back there until a hungry snapper comes up and hopefully chokes it. This looks way better than what I've been fishing so far today, so ideally able to get a couple mangs here. Oh yeah, boat next to me just landed something. I think it got sharked or dolphin, whatever. He broke them off somehow. All right, let's get our pilchard out there. Just watching my line on the surface, and the second it starts to move, I know we got a fish on it. Oh, missed him. Got him chummed up now though. They should be chewing. All right, pilchard. There we go. That's gonna be a keeper right there. Boom, baby. Allowed 5 fish here at 10 inches. It's probably a little 12-incher there. Just throw them on the measuring board. There we go, new spot. Got our target species after banging around a whole bunch of other places and wasting a lot of time. But there we go. How big is this guy? All right, 12.5 inches, not bad. Tough to measure these guys in the yak, but that'll definitely be a keeper right there. Awesome. Let's keep on chumming and get some more pilchard chunks down there. 4 more to go and we got a limit. All right, and quick update to our situation. That is not good right there. We just accidentally dropped our GoPro on top of this scupper hole right here while I tried to fix the rudder at the back of the kayak, and turned around, went to go put the GoPro on my head, and it was just soaking wet. So I don't have the waterproof door on the GoPro right here, so it definitely got wet inside. I'm not sure how wet or how damaged it might be, but we're just gonna leave it open up here facing the sun, hopefully evaporate some of the water that's in there for about 20-30 minutes or so. I mean, thankfully it is sunny and warm and it shouldn't take too long to dry out, but I'm just hoping that GoPro is not totaled. That would definitely be a little disruption in our day. So hopefully this guy works. We're gonna give it a little bit until we start fishing, and hopefully she dries out. So stay tuned. In the meantime, it's gonna sit here, eat our clementines, and enjoy the nice weather. It is a beautiful, beautiful day. All right, moment of truth. All right. All right, and that's an RIP to the GoPro 10. Damn. So that's definitely worst case scenario out here trying to fish and make videos. Not having a GoPro is just crippling. But we still got some bait, we still got a rod, and plenty of time in the day, and hell, even got a phone. So I'm gonna fish till this phone battery dies. But damn, that is just terrible. Super unlucky. I tried to be safe and take the GoPro off my head in case I fell in, and I accidentally put it over a scupper where water normally doesn't go in, but when I was leaning on the back to fix that rudder. That sucks. We got 1 snapper in the box, so let's try to get 4 more to complete the day, and then we'll see where we go from there. But so let's take our pilchard, cast it out off these rocks here, and see if we can't get ourselves a couple, keep our snapper. Oh, that sucks so much. Gotcha, bro. Little guy. A little too much time left. Need those keepers, not these little midgets. All right, see you, bud. Gotcha, bro. Little guy. Bunch of these little cookie cutter mangroves. Got lucky with that 112 incher, but can't seem to find anything bigger. Gotcha, bro. Gotcha, bro. Good mang there, baby. Big old mang, bro. Woo-hoo. That'll taste just fine with some butter. Oh, yeah. Set. All right, thank you. All right, new GoPro secured, new videos to come, and Skyway, I will see you soon.